Revelation 1558. From the 7th of August 1940. Connection from heaven to earth. Unified action will bring about great success. And so heaven and earth, the hereafter and the hereafter, unite to serve God and to let a work come into being that is to last beyond human memory. And what comes into being through the cooperation of the power of this side and the power of the other side is from God and testifies to God, and therefore it is imperishable, because what is from God cannot pass away. Everything that serves God receives the power from God and must now also work in the divine will. And God's will is to instruct everything that has come forth from Him in the truth. And every means that He uses must therefore inevitably lead to the truth. But the truth is everlasting and unchangeable, therefore always and forever the same. And always the willing ignorant is seized by the serving knowing. Always what stands in the knowledge, full of love of the ignorant will accept, and so the truth spreads according to the will of God. And if heaven and earth are connected, that is, the ignorant earth child willingly listens to the whisperings of the knowing beings from the kingdom of light, truth will be distributed unmeasured, and this must remain eternally, since it is spiritual power, thus the outflow of divine love. And the whole world could stand in the knowledge and in the truth, if they were only willing. But where the will of man turns away, there the divine power cannot work and also cannot express itself. The heart must necessarily be open to the spiritual influx, and this also presupposes the will of man to receive the truth. The effort of the beings on the other side is immense, and their whole love is meant for the earth children whose state is still lightless. That is, who lack the will. If now a bridge is built from the kingdom of light to earth by an earth child wanting to serve God, it is now considerably easier to give also the ignorant knowledge of the untiring activity of those light beings, and once this knowledge is there, the beings can now also work by linking up to the existing knowledge and mentally give enlightenment, provided that this is only desired. This desire does not always need to be a conscious one. The human being can also unconsciously ask questions, therefore outwardly adjust himself rejectingly and nevertheless inwardly demand truth and now be grasped by the truth dispensers. And that is tremendously valuable, that at all a stimulation is offered to the human being, which causes him to think or to ask questions about unsolved spiritual problems. Because it can be influenced only then on such people if they open their heart after thoughtful questions and therefore grant admission to the answer. The light beings give it undauntedly and unrestrictedly, but only if the gift is requested, consciously or unconsciously. Silent questioning in thought is an unconscious request for knowledge, but prayer is a conscious desire for truth. The conscious desire requires deep faith. The unconscious desire will mostly come from an unbelieving heart on the part of people who would like to know but cannot believe what they are taught about it by fellow human beings. It is easy for the believing man to ask for enlightenment, the highest being, who can give him such. The unbelieving, however, stands completely isolated opposite the great darkness. To him everything is mysterious. And nevertheless also to him enlightenment can become, if his thoughts stick to questions concerning the eternity. The bridge from earth to the hereafter, however, is something incomprehensible to most people. It is not considered even if obvious results have produced the proof of such a connection, because man does not want to accept anything what could lift the veil which is spread over the survival after death. If people wanted to see, the veil would fall from their eyes, but they prefer the mysterious, they shun the light and feel more comfortable in the darkness of the spirit. And if man does not desire enlightenment, he cannot receive it. Therefore, every opportunity is used to make people brood, because only then the activity of the perfected light beings can begin. in that they seek to answer all questions raised, provided that man is willing to think through the received answer, which was imparted to him by the heart. For the will to truth is the first condition that this is imparted to him, and to a willing man also everything will appear more easily acceptable, because divine power reaches him, provided that he seeks the truth. Amen.